So recently you all have experienced big epidemic and disaster of different kind, which is like unlikely to occur in very frequently. Apart from that, you just every year you experience flood, then again drought in certain pockets. But the disaster which you experienced last 1.5 year, 1 year is of a different magnitude and of a different, in fact, tenets, which highly nobody, in fact, earlier knew that what to do, and nobody, in fact, experienced in last, let us say, 100 years of that magnitude. Okay. Now, begin with just one or two glimpses I want to share. My personal experience when I was a COB there, because health department comes under JETP and also, though disaster comes under the DC, but still the health and women and child disease department comes under CO. So I know how your department works and how, in fact, challenging sometimes it becomes. First, any disaster, any epidemic, or any untoward incident, or major or minor. Okay. The first is like the immediate reaction. Okay. Certain things you are not prepared of. So disaster burning you just regularly occurring. Okay. So you prepare a plan, and you prepare a plan at what level? Tell me. You start from the Gram Panchayat level. So for any disaster, there is always a plan at Gram Panchayat level also. Then again goes to a district level after accumulation and then again getting all the suggestions from the grassroots level and different departments. Then district level, just because that is also very critical, because all the communication as well as all the directions all basically communicated through the district level. Okay. So these are the basic critical units, Gram Panchayat and district level. Okay. Whenever you go to any other new district, okay, and you want to see that in last 10 years and 15 years and 20 years what happened and how the preparation is done, everything is basically written there. In action plan we include all these such in fact expected untoward incidents, that in this geographical region this could happen, or in this geographical region the dry season may come, and what should be the modus operandi. Like in dry season, it is always known that for the two talukas, every second Gram Panchayat we had to supply tanker water. So it was a big challenging job. Okay. Forget about how we manage and execute that plan. First, we have to be prepared. We have to give that. We have to release the tender and select certain vendors so that the supply should be, because it's a vital and critical life supporting system, water. If you're not supplying, then certainly things will go haywire. That is one aspect I'm telling, that regularly occurring things, how you plan. Okay. Another one is like flood situations. So you know that where are the depressions, where are the lowland areas, okay, and where more farmers are there, lands are there, and more river or rivulets are there. So there you can also plan in advance that what should be the modus operandi. Long-term plan is different, I'm saying. This is like a regular occurring thing which you have to address immediately once things occur, like a flood zone. What should be the modus operandi immediately? It includes health components as well, rescue operation, rehabilitation or relocation. Okay. Then again giving them food and water in certain camps. So these two things I have seen together actually. In one village immediately after drought, in two talukas we almost not only 50%, almost 90% villages in the two talukas we supplied water. Then again that's the same year we got 2-3 villages, in fact totally devastated all the crops. And certain people immediately we vacated for a while in a village in Aurad Taluka, certain because of some constructions was happening, the drain got blocked and again entire area got flooded, 50-60 houses. So this was like it was almost expected that this region, okay, this time the monsoon is in fact whatever the IMD data is communicated to us, we take it in account and just plan it. So that is one part which is expected. Okay. So with regard to expected plan, whether it is drought or in fact flood or any health small epidemic, you can consider. Okay, the malaria, dengue, and all that. These are also one of the kind of related to such in fact expected your theories, because you know certain areas that how they live life. Okay, an epidemic may strike there. Okay, the malaria may occur there, the dengue or any so far untoward incident may happen there. That is one which is called the planned thing. Okay, there are other things which is just in fact in a wild imagination nobody in fact thought so that epidemic like this COVID may occur in wildest dream. Okay, nobody dreamed, nobody just thought about it, didn't you? So, just I am telling that there are things which are in our control, not in our control, which are in control to manage, that we know and we plan in advance. Okay, so my focus and the training focus will always be on those things which we could plan, which we could basically see or foresee that they could occur. Okay, because the things like COVID, they occur almost once in 100 years. Okay, so not every day we have to plan, not every day we have to think of it, but we have to be ready to address it. Okay, so whatever things in our hand, that we have to think first. So, for example, just one or two experience I'll share that how in fact we dealt and we addressed and how we fumbled many times, and it was too much pressure, it was too much in fact fear, the fearful atmosphere in the district level. In almost at the end of the February or just beginning of the March in 2020. So certainly 10 cases from the Delhi that Tablighi Jamaat, they attended the other 10. So in fact unfortunate incident, somehow they turned positive and again 10 people belonged to Bidar and all were positive. Okay, and first it was addressed like it's like some community, particular minority communities is spreading the virus like that. So that is one dangerous message, which somehow communalizing the environment. Okay, so that we had to address. That is one. Second thing is that nobody were able to accept that they turned positive because there were no symptoms. Okay, so our doctors went and with lot of in fact request and as well as the direction, they went there, almost a team of 10 doctors, and people actually in the vicinity, they threatened, they came with this so-called the bat, cricket bat. It was too traumatizing that experience. Somehow that couldn't work. Then we sent the police force. Then again with the police they were argumenting. Okay, they're making the video, then again uploading over the Facebook. It's not like that. They were not ready to come along. And they were positive, so you cannot manhandle them. You can only say, okay, just you prepare with your gears and again you come with us, you just stay in hospital, we have to test you and just see that how things are in your, in your body, that whether it is just active or not active, or whether any vital organs are in fact hampered or not. Okay. For that also, they were not ready for the simple, in fact, the basic testing. That is the second hurdle. Again, third time, through the video message and through their community leaders be involved finally. Okay, in fact, I personally involved. There were community leaders, okay, having good rapport always with the district administration, so somehow came handy. And somehow these community leaders addressed the issue, requested them on behalf of us, because that was the first challenge. Whenever any such kind of, I said, unplanned, which is not in the wildest dream you could imagine of. Okay, so how to address these, in fact, unimaginable stuffs to the people, because they are not convinced. First, they are not convinced. They do not believe that it exists actually. That was the biggest challenge in fact faced by us, because nobody was believing that corona actually exists. Actually, they were positive with the corona. Okay, so somehow they got admitted, and again then over social media that communal things happening. That because of these 10 people, the whole weather will suffer. Okay, so I'm telling you that what sort of basically challenges you may have. Okay, for the things which again not known, not experienced, and the first time occurring in your lifetime, might have occurred earlier. Okay, now I tell you the second thing that after 1 month, when because in neighboring state like Maharashtra and Hyderabad, where the testing was maybe, I don't claim it was poor, I say it was outbreak of COVID, in especially district of Mumbai, BBM and this Pune district. So people almost 70-80,000 migrants, okay, from the Bidar actually. That is too much so-called laborers and all the class people. They actually work in the Pune and Maharashtra border district. Border area. They were all returning back. Okay, and it was a second challenge, that how to in fact accommodate them, how to quarantine them, because 60-70 every day almost we were having 6,000 to 7,000 people in a single taluk, two taluka almost, not more than that. And few people were positive and people were almost, I mean, nobody were having the symptoms, so they were not in fact ready to accept that, okay, we are returning to bloody our home and you are not allowing us. Okay, that was the biggest challenge. So, and our man force was also at the crunch, because they were not having so much manpower at the grassroots level, and suppose in a single area, single panchayat, hardly 2-3 people we are having. Okay, and they are also busy in providing employment under NREGA and other activities doing. Okay, and in a village particularly, suppose 50 people are returning, how to control them, knowing that they could be positive, you cannot manhandle, you cannot touch them. Okay, so those kind of challenges, and still we quarantined each and every 60,000 people in schools, all the primary schools. Somehow we convinced every. Then apart from that, in a village where the people were living already, okay, they were not accepting these people coming from outside. That why are they returning right now? They have to be warded off immediately. They had to stay in Pune or Mumbai. Why are they returning now? They are spreading their dangerous to our people, our kids. So now these people who are returning to considered to be outsider. Okay. So that is the second kind of third kind of challenge. How to in fact convince these already people living in the village that, okay, these are your people, and in fact they should be quarantined, and after that, okay, to be accommodated there. So we utilized that angle also. We asked every village panchayat that, okay, people who are coming from outside, do not allow them to enter without getting quarantined for the 14 days. In our favor, we utilized their sentiments. Okay. Then again, testing of these 60,000, every day 5,000 people. That time capacity, there was no laboratory in Bidar. So again, sending the samples to Bangalore and bringing it, taking almost 20-15 days. They were all in a very angry mode and difficult to control. They were working like a mob, and providing them food as well every day with their choice, of their choice. Okay, so this was the thing which was not in the wildest dream prepared for. Okay, nobody prepared. Even doctors, they were just all theoretical things that, okay, because somewhere in the China it was there and localized, not entire China got affected. But India, it was a different. Entire India got affected. Entire USA, Europe, everything. Okay. So that is, I am giving you certain things which could be handy. So I just introduced a few things that, okay, how to involve local resources or community leaders. Okay. Like in the first case, I said, because through the story I was communicating. In the first case, Jamatis came. Okay. So we involved community leaders. We convinced them, okay, with the scientific data and evidence that okay, this is the thing and this is a real challenge. Okay, somehow you have to cooperate and convince them to, in fact, cooperate with the health department. Number one. Number two, in the second, we involved our grassroots level Gram Panchayat members, in fact, Gram Panchayat Adhyaksha and Gram Panchayat other senior citizens as well, who could actually convince not only to outsiders who are coming to village, not outside, I mean people coming from outside, also just restrain as well as maintain the social distancing, etc. Because these grassroots level village panchayat people helped a lot. So in planning also and handling any kind of disaster, if you know these basic things, how to involve these local resources, apart from that administration works fine, okay, every direction communicated from the top, okay, so it will be fine. In mitigating and handling the disaster, okay, you know how to involve the local, okay, local knowledge as well as local resources. That is number one. Second, in planning also, you should know how to involve local knowledge and local resources. And if you know these things, okay, you are through. There is no difficulty, no matter how, in fact, big the disaster could be. Okay, you can handle any kind of disaster. Thank you very much.
It was an excellent sharing of the experience, real experience in fact. He was the Chief Executive Officer of Bidar Jilla Panchayat, and how he faced immediately soon after this COVID-19 and that Jamati case. It was very, very critical issue that time. All of us know that this was a big issue, and a lot of news used to come in the newspapers, TV, and in fact it was very well managed by sir actually.